Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to be looking at prevention of back problems and also the exercises that you can do at home and at work to help keep your back in good shape. If you want to avoid getting back pain in the future, it's really important to be aware of the following bad habits which are very common. The first one is sitting or standing incorrectly. For some people, they will sit or stand slouched with their shoulders hunched forward, as you can see in the diagram at the top left. If you're carrying too much weight or you've got weak stomach muscles, that can create too much of a curve in the lower back, putting it out of the proper alignment. And the correct posture is the one that's in the middle of that diagram at the top left, where you're just sitting nice and tall, you've got tummy muscles engaged and chin is level. A lot of people make the mistake of carrying all their shopping bags in one hand or balancing a child on one hip, and that puts out the alignment of the spine. And when you're on the phone, it's very easy to get in the habit of cradling the phone receiver between your neck and the shoulder, and again that can cause problems. And wearing high-heeled shoes will throw the pelvis forward, putting it out of alignment. And again, clothes that are too tight and that don't allow you full leg movement are potentially going to contribute to back problems in the future. So these are just four that are important for you to be aware of and make sure you don't fall into the trap of creating back problems for yourself. Nowadays, we spend more and more time in static positions, whether that's at work, at a desk, school children working on computers, surfing the internet at home. And this means that we're all at a greater risk of muscular and skeletal aches and pains arising from poor posture, repetitive movements, or lack of exercise. It's really important when doing desk-related work to get up and move around at least every hour to get your blood circulating, thereby sending more oxygen to your brain and improving concentration. Take a pause over 20 minutes or so to just stretch cramped muscles. And you can try the following exercises. Breathe deeply and slowly whilst exercising, and make sure that your movements are relaxed and that you're not forcing them. So you can stand up for the standing chest expansion and place the heels of your hands into the small of your back. Your fingers should be pointing downwards towards your feet. Now draw your elbows back and feel your chest expand and open. And very gently draw your elbows down. Slowly arch your back and look up toward the ceiling. And you should feel a nice stretch through the front of your chest, your throat and your abdomen. Take 5 deep breaths and then release. And for the seated chest expansion, when you're sitting in your chair with your feet on the floor, loosely clasp your hands and place them behind the back of your head and your neck. Now imagine that you have a thread attached to the top of your head that's gently pulling you up in your seat. Draw your shoulder blades together as you bring your elbows back and allow yourself to lean back very slightly with your head supported on your hands, and feel your rib cage expand. Take 5 deep breaths and then release. You can practice the spine rotation sitting in your chair with your feet placed squarely on the floor. Sit nice and tall, breathe out and gently engage your core muscles. Keep your right hand resting on your right thigh and slowly twist round to your right. Begin the movement from your mid-abdominal area and feel it spiral through your upper back. If you can reach, hold the chair back with your left hand whilst you take 5 deep breaths. And if you can't reach the chair back, then hold your right arm just above your elbow. You may feel as though you get taller as you rotate and release the tension in your back. Relax and repeat to the other side. And for the forward press, remain seated in your chair with your feet squarely on the floor in front of you, sitting tall. Gently interlock your fingers and turn your palms away from you. Extend your arms away from your body, keeping them horizontal to the ground. You should feel a stretch in your fingers, arms, shoulders, and your upper back. Hold for 5 breaths and then release. For the wrist and forearm stretch, stay sitting in your chair, feet on the floor, and core muscles gently engaged and sitting tall. Now curl your right hand into a loose fist with your thumb tucked in, and wrap the fingers of your left hand over the fingers of your right hand. Now stretch your right hand away from you and simultaneously pull the knuckles back towards you so that your arm is straight and your hand curls to the left. You can use your left hand to gently pull and increase the stretch, which you should feel in the back of your forearm and wrist. Hold for 5 breaths, relax, and repeat with the other arm. And for the chin tuck, again, you're sitting in your chair, feet on the floor. Imagine that you have a thread attached to the top of your head, gently pulling you up in your seat. Engage your core muscles and keep your shoulders relaxed and down throughout this exercise. Very slowly, let your chin sink down toward your chest, breathing slow and deep as you go. You should end up with the tip of your nose pointing down towards the floor. As your chin sinks down, you should feel a lovely stretch in the back of your head, neck and shoulders. Don't try and force your chin onto your chest, just let it go as far as is comfortable. Hold for 5 breaths and relax. Still sitting in your chair with your feet on the floor in front of you, you can practice head turning. Imagine that you have a thread attached to the top of your head, gently pulling you up in your seat. Engage your core muscles and keep your shoulders relaxed and down through this exercise. Now, keeping your head level, slowly turn it to the left. Listen to your body and only turn till you feel a comfortable stretch in your neck and throat. Hold for 5 breaths, relax, and repeat to the other side. Now, you may find that you can turn your head further to one side than the other. This often happens and is indicative of excess tension in the neck muscles, so keep doing this exercise to improve this. If you want to increase the stretch, when you've turned your head as far as is comfortable, you can dip your chin down towards your shoulder, as indicated by the red arrow in the diagram, and hold for 5 breaths. Bring your head back to level position before turning to the front again. Remember to let your chin dip towards your shoulder rather than lifting your shoulder to meet your chin. And finally, the shoulder squeeze. Again, sitting tall in your chair with your feet on the floor. Engage your core muscles, make sure your shoulders are relaxed and down. Now imagine that you have an orange between your shoulder blades and draw them together, squeezing the orange between them. You should feel a comfortable stretch across your chest and your shoulders. Hold for 5 breaths and then relax. And this exercise is really good to release tension in the upper back. So I'm sure you can see that it's very easy to keep doing some exercises throughout the day. You don't have to do all 8 exercises in one go. Just do 1 or 2 when you have the time.